Hi, good morning from London, England. This is your host, your guy himself, DLG Reppin, and I'm bringing you more footballing context from what goes on from around the world of football, or up and down the country called England. So, to the ladies, to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, I do apologise for no afternoon or evening showing. I was a bit lazy, and I admit that on my part. And all I can do is not pour any excuses over it and say that it was unacceptable for me not to bring in or be doing any videos for the afternoon and evening. But I'm back again, and I'm glad to be taking you forward with more football context. Bristol City have announced Dean Holding as the new manager, ex-Oldham centre-half, age of 40. Moving on in other news, Charlton Athletic are in serious danger of being expelled from the EFL unless ESI sell the club. That's what I've been quoted of lately. And Premier League champions Liverpool have announced their first signing since becoming champions, really. He goes by the name of Tsimikas for a fee of £11.75 million. And that's their first signing since becoming English Premier League champions, and for the first time in 30 years. So Liverpool are looking to, strengthen them in places, so they're not going to let their title slip away without a big fight. So let's start off with Bristol City and their delight to announce their new manager in the name of Dean Holding. He's their new head coach, and I'm going to read a little bit about him here. Just bear with me. He's an ex-Oldham defender, and it's written by Frankie Christou. He holds on to the big city job. Right, here it is. Bristol City have appointed Dean Holding as new head coach. Holden, 40, was interim head coach when the Robin sacked Lee Johnson in July. The ex-Oldham defender had previously been Lactic's number 2 and moved to City when Johnson got the top job in 2016. The Robins have also named England under-21 coach Paul Simpson and England under-19 boss Keith Downing as Holding's assistants. Chris Hughton and Paul Cook were reportedly in talks to take over at Ashton Gate, but Holding impressed the club's hierarchy during the interview after gaining 8 points from his 5 games in charge. Holding said, "I am honoured to take on the role of head coach. It's a very proud moment for me and my family. I'm excited about this opportunity, and I'm delighted that the board have selected me. I'll be honest with the players, staff and fans, and I'll graft as hard as I can to bring success to this football club." Well, first few words from Mr. Holding here. He said that he's excited to be managing this club, and he will be honest with the fans, the staff and the players. So those are uplifting first few words. So in time we shall see how it all pans out for him. For me, he's unknown. I don't know too much about him other than the fact that he played for Oldham as a centre half. I mean, Bristol City fans, you can enlighten me here and give us your opinions on this manager called Mr. Dean Holding. Is he the right manager for the job, or time will tell? Just leave it in my comment section below. Thank you. So moving on into other news. Premier League champions Liverpool announced the new signing of Tsimikas for a fee of £11.75 million. Now, I was at the Emirates watching Arsenal via Olympiacos. That was the last time I was at the Emirates, and this left back made this amazing run where he goes past Pepe, he goes past Bellerin, and he nearly scores a worldie of a solo goal. And, well, this guy defensively was superb in an Olympiacos defence that defended well against Arsenal. And for me, he was in that winning team that deserved the win against us. And for me, he is a good left back, and I think he will provide competition and cover for Andy Robertson. And I did say to some of my Liverpool pals that, look, as good as your defence has been, I think Robertson and Alexander need some healthy competition or cover in those places. And Jurgen Klopp's addressed that situation on the left-hand side of Liverpool's defence. Now, he aims to address the situation on the right-hand side of Liverpool's defence, where if Trent Alexander gets injured, he doesn't have to push Joe Gomez to go and play right-back, where he wants Joe Gomez as the centre-half pairing with Van Dijk. Then he's going to go out and get himself a right-back. So that's that seems like a good signing for Liverpool. 11.75 million. I mean, that looks like a bargain. But time will tell, depending on his appearances and the performances for the club, or should I say for the champions. So time will tell. So moving on in other news, Charlton Athletic are in serious danger of being expelled from the EFL unless ESI sell the club. Well, this is one sad story here, and I'm going to read some parts that I've highlighted here. Yes, this is this was exclusive, written by Justin Allen. Right. Charlton are in danger of heading the same way as Bury unless owners ESI sell the club. Sun Sports understand an appeal lodged by the Addicts against the EFL's decision to ban chairman Paul Elliott and club lawyer Chris Fernell from taking over is doomed. The league are currently instructing an independent panel to hear the case, but the original decision is deemed bulletproof by EFL legal eagle Nick Craig. Worryingly for the Addicts fans, Fernell was the lawyer acting for Bury last summer before they were booted out of the EFL after failing to provide proof of funding. So, all there was to it with the Bury situation was they couldn't provide proof of funding, and that's possibly one of, if not the main factor that got Bury kicked out of the Football League altogether. And Charlton are fighting a deep battle to be in the Football League. I can't believe that club has gone through so much hell from the time that I was working there, about 6-7 years ago, until right now. They're going through this battle to try and keep the club alive. Reading on. While in another twist, Fernell was planning to appoint former Southampton boss Dave Jones today as special football advisor. Jones also held the same role at Bury last summer, but that may now be put back after a video showed Charlton fans interrupting a meeting Fernell was staging with Jones at his office in Hull on Friday as they sought to confront him. Jones is, however, already working on selling fans' favourite and keeper Dillian Phillips, and recommended three overseas players to the club, although they are under a transfer embargo. A well-placed source told Sunsport the current owners are telling the fans all is good, yet behind the scenes they are looking to sell price assets because they are desperate for cash. So, by telling the fans all is good and everything is honky-dory, well, it's not, because you're lying to the fans, planning to sell their best players who are their price assets to other teams. So all is not well at the Valley, and you owners need to come out and be completely honest with the fans, because that is not fair on the fans to be lied to. Anyway, moving on. Fernell resigned his position yesterday as a director of ESI, but remains as club lawyer. Sunsport understands by removing him from that position, he is hoping it will satisfy one of the EFL's conditions of passing the test. Former Chief Executive Peter Varney and ex-Ritz owner Andrew Barclay both still want to take over the club, and the two have the finances in place to complete a deal. But as things stand, they are unable to negotiate, as no one is sure yet who owns the club. If Furner and Elliott fail their appeal, the club will either revert back to the control of ESI, majority shareholder Tahun Nema, or to other individuals appointed by ESI, who will then be subjected to the league's fit and proper owners test. So this ESI, it sounds like to me that they are not on good terms with Charlton fans, and that will only spiral out of control if Charlton fans decide to take it upon themselves to protest as hard as they ever have protested before, just to save their club. I'm going to read a bit that I've highlighted here. The EFL has told Sunsport there is no time frame for the appeal process, although they were hoping it would be concluded as soon as possible. It is thought one thing that could go in Charlton's favour, unlike Bury, is they do not have insolvency issues. Well, suppose if that is the only issue that can save Charlton fans, then, and Charlton Football Club or Charlton Athletic Football Club, then that should be deemed to be the case. I mean, I don't know too much about what's been going on at the Valley, but it's not all bad, but it definitely ain't all good. So in time, this situation needs to be sorted out sooner rather than later. And Charlton fans, if you want to have a talk about this matter, then feel free to feel free to get in contact with my channel by leaving it in the comment section below, and we'll have a conversation about this situation. I mean, it's not the best times at the moment. It's a rotten time to be a Charlton fan at the moment, but all should be resolved sooner rather than later. That I want to assure. So I'm going to wrap this up and say, ladies to the gentlemen, to the boys to the girls, thank you for listening, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for putting up with me, and thank you for adhering to my context. And yet again, before I say it, it's peace, bless and love. And remember, like I said, any opinions and thoughts that you have in your mind about what I've been speaking about, leave it in the comment section below. Smash the thumbs up like button as hard as you can, as many thumbs up as possible, and less of the thumbs down. But there you go. Can't please everybody. The biggest one for me is subscribing to my channel. Yeah, smash that subscribe button hard, passionately, and left, right and centre galore. I want to see as many subscribers as possible. Once again, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And I should see you this afternoon. It's adios, or bonjour, or ciao from here. See you later.